Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle Vancouver by Night Delve into Darkness. As a warning, this is a mature game and explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players discuss consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in the Zoom chat. If you, as a viewer, ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are always going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can go over there and check it out, or skip ahead to the next episode. Skip over the parts you don't like. They're always going to be over there for you. So, thank you to our sponsor, Mikhail Artoria of Artoria Designs, who creates these beautiful dice boxes. Please visit him on Instagram and you can get some of these dice boxes. They have like little leather bits on the top. I rolled a fail on that one, so I'm not keeping that roll. The stuff will be on Instagram, wherever Instagram happens to be on this particular overlay, because I don't know, everything's flipped right now. And Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of TTRPG veterans ready to work for you, from actual play production to tabletop game development. They're a one-stop shop for all your creative needs. Investing in World of Darkness streaming community helps keep channels like this one online and thriving, and they greatly appreciate any love you can share with them on their Patreon or various media platforms. That link will be in the chat. And Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They combine craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your game. From dice boxes and rolling trays to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs, each piece is created on site in their workshop in Michigan by a devoted team of craftsmen. Ordinarily, I'd be showing off the Gangrel one, but I got this bad boy right here, which is their like Raven cut dice holder. You can hold. It's got like an inspiration button, Dogmite pencil, and you can put minis in here. You can put pencils all over your dice. It is amazing. It's the one we got for the Hunter game. All right, and Adventure Dice. Adventure Dice is your Canadian source for dice, role playing game accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of the items that are on their site are handcrafted in beautiful British Columbia, Canada, which is where I'm broadcasting from. It is not where Joe, Baron Vincent, that you see on your screen, is broadcasting from. So, speaking of, let's introduce this particular vampire. Wherever that
Hey
particular vampire
everybody,
happens to be.
my name is Joe. No, my name is Joe, known as DJ Toreador, Nolafanger on Twitter, and I'm playing the illustrious, awesome, cool, anime-loving, fun-loving, sort of a gentleman, also taking notes about how he's being disrespected by the cam. May come up later. Baron Vincent, the Baron of Surrey, Canada. Also, he can do a really passable sort of Saskatoon accent.
I honestly don't know what a Saskatoon accent sounds like. So, on that note, I'm going to take a bit of a drink, and we are somewhat ready to go. So, when we last saw the vampires in the coterie that is somewhat aptly named the Sundown Appreciation League and Book Club, they were kind of not where they were supposed to be, if one could even say where one is supposed to be. And by that, I mean that they somehow had maybe switched into a different reality than the one that they are used to. So, this particular episode is going to be a bunch of kind of vignettes showing what happens when each character kind of goes home for the day slash evening, I guess, night in their kind of perspective. So, Baron Vincent, you Where would your regular haven be located? Would it be located in slash near Joey's bar, or would it be located elsewhere?
I would say elsewhere. Joey's bar kind of like the second home sort of thing.
Okay. So where would what would kind of the out overlay of your haven be? Like what would it be an apartment? Would it be kind of like a detached house? Like what would the kind of general feel like? What would Baron Vincent be going for in that regard?
I love a detached house. Um, it's actually family style, even though he doesn't have any kids.
Okay.
He wants to give the facade that there is like a nuclear family that lives there. So like outside is like a swing set, stuff that you wouldn't think of for Vincent. Inside it's almost the exact same of the his office in the living room. No motorcycle hanging from the ceiling, unfortunately. That cost a little extra. Um, white and golds and reds, giving off Ventru vibes, but not Ventru. And upstairs he has his own personal, of course, bedroom, but it's like he how do you know he converted it to like a studio. He turned like the main bedroom to
Okay.
like a studio. Uh,
Like a sound studio type thing, or like what kind of a studio would that be? Just like a kind of a studio apartment.
yeah, like studio apartment slash sound room slash game room. Like it's just that large, the master bedroom. He's just kind of like emptied out all the other rooms that are connected, and he just like, this is my whole space.
Oh, so he kind of like readjusted the entire like upper floor to
Oh
being
yeah,
like just one area.
yeah.
Okay. So
There is a water closet. There's a water closet that he splashes aftershave on that he doesn't need, but he just, he'll shower. And it's from
okay.
TV.
Okay. So you Baron Vincent, after departing from the coterie in the last episode, just going home, you get home and there's definitely the thought in the back of Baron Vincent's head of like I don't know, it's kind of a nagging thought of like this is technically a different reality. Like, will my key even work? Like, what is this even the right house I'm going to type thing? Like, what would be going on? What would be going on in Baron Vincent's head with regards to that?
That would be a thought, but I think it'd be fleeting. He's just more like going with the flow of this. Um, he's kind of like, it'll work itself out. We'll figure it out by the time we get there.
Okay, so you come pulling up the outside of your particular house seems the same. Like the color is the same. I'm assuming you painted the house a certain color that Baron Vincent would
Yes.
know. The
Mm,
any like hedgings or like you
yeah.
slide a couple of bucks to neighborhood kids or something to like make sure that they mow the lawn, make
Oh
sure
yeah.
that upkeep is kept on. That all seems in place. And when you walk up to the door, you put your key in the lock and it kind of doesn't open.
Gotta jiggle it a little bit. Mm.
That's when it opens. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gotta get that thing fixed. Guess even it's fucky in this part, but whatever.
And as a storyteller note, always try to screw with your players like that. Just it's the
Mm,
little things.
yes. Feel a
Like,
little bit.
is this not the right key? So you open up. Would you have kind of left on like kind of a smaller light
Oh
just
yeah.
so you can see, what you're doing when you get home because it's always dark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, walk in, leave the light on. It's actually
Things
probably hooked up to like that motion sensor thing.
okay.
So when he like walks in, it'll turn on.
Okay. Would it be kind of like a instant flash, or would it be kind of like a slowly
A
the lights?
slow.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
okay. Kind of a dimmer switch. So
Mm-hmm.
you walk in, and the dimmer switch kind of kicks in, and everything kind of seems the same.
What's in the fridge? I'm going in the kitchen.
In the fridge is what would you normally keep in the fridge? Let's ask that.
Okay, so Vincent doesn't really have company, but occasionally some of his coterie pack that's not the one he's with right now will come over. So we'll have like because he knows some thin bloods, like rotisserie chicken in there,
Okay.
some turkey clubs, some beers, and blood bags kind of tucked behind the beer.
So you open the fridge, and it's the same but different.
Oh God, what kind of turkey is it?
Like Baron Vincent would probably Baron Vincent seems kind of thrifty type of thing, right?
Hmm.
Like you just generally you kind of want to be a good host, but you kind of don't want to be too good of a host because
Yes.
otherwise you'll never get the thin bloods off your couch type thing.
Yep.
So
That's
you would
pretty much
probably
it.
go to like a whole like a no frills kind of thing where it's just like
Yes.
it's not super fancy meat, but it is meat, and it's all the
Mm.
fixins that you would need to make a sandwich or
Yeah.
whatever. But this is all from Whole Foods. Like this is like top shelf, kind of like as expensive as you can get type stuff.
He'll just kind of like stare in the fridge and then just, all right, who the fuck bought Whole Foods? Fucking capitalist bastards. Uh,
But that's
he'll
just it.
just
It's like
slam it.
everything is from Whole Foods in that particular regard. Like it's not just like, oh, okay, I was on the way home and Whole Foods was the only thing that was open at the
No,
time. It's you know stem to stern. The whole thing is like expensive expensive as you can get. Not necessarily top quality, but
he is, of course, disgusted. It's like, uh, who the fuck bought Whole Foods? Like, uh, okay, maybe this reality isn't so good. I despise Whole Foods, especially with the Amazon takeover of them. They've just gone to shit. Also, who the fuck pays $20 for watermelon spears? Who does that? God. And he'll just slam the door. Just,
yeah, yeah. There's nothing else I can put on that particular twist of the knife to.
yeah.
So, but
He'll
that
go.
does kind of plant a seed again. Like initially,
Mm-hmm.
you dismissed it. No, there's nothing that could possibly in this reality. Like it's not going to be that different. But then the opening of the fridge and everything in there is kind of plants the seed of all right, what the fuck else is what else has changed?
What's on the TV?
You're turning on the television.
Yeah, I'm going into the living room area, sitting on the sectional. Um, Television's mounted on the wall.
Okay.
Um, he'll turn it on to the last anime he was watching before he went to Joey's.
What would the last anime that Baron Vincent
Oh,
was watching?
God. He will never, ever, 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 ever tell. He will never, ever tell the prince.
Go on.
Yeah. It's a hentai. Kidding. No, it's
I
it's
mean,
not.
no judgments.
Uh,
Whatever floats your goat.
yeah, I can't say that because that's inappropriate. He was Tokyo Mew Mew Power.
Okay.
Something he doesn't. He watches magical girl stuff, but like super cute. A thing about Vincent is that he really goes in for like super cute girly stuff, and
Okay.
that's a side he does not show to anyone. His street cred is important.
Okay, so how many like seasons or episodes did this particular anime have?
Hmm.
I would look it up
Well,
myself, but I'm gonna get you to do it.
okay, it's been a while.
It's
Hot
been a
second.
while.
Yep. I do that quickly because it's been a while. It had one season,
Only one season.
only one season, 52 episodes.
Okay, well, yeah. I'm looking at it from the North American perspective of like, okay, we got 26 episodes in a season, but anime apparently goes outside of those bounds. So
Yes,
52 episodes, you said?
52 episodes. One of
52.
the longest ones running, and just for FYI in general, is One Piece and Case Closed, better known as Detective Conan. They are both in their 1000s,
Wow.
and One Piece is still going, and so is Case Closed.
So the anime that you described that you were watching, how far along would you be in those 52 episodes?
Episode 38.
Okay. You turn it on and you vividly remember that this is the anime that you'd watched. The characters are the same, but you don't remember this particular scenario that's occurring on screen.
Oh no.
And then when you hit like kind of enter or like back type thing to kind of check out and see what episode this is on, like you might not have gotten this far in the series,
Hmm.
and it says season 3 episode 38.
They made more. Oh shit. He will slide off his motorcycle boots and like pull his legs up onto the couch. Like it's like, oh, there's more.
And
Yes.
hit play.
Yes, he'll hit play.
That's going to go on for a while.
Oh yeah.
So it gets to the point that you kind of have probably a timer, I'm guessing,
Hmm.
letting you know kind of when it's getting to quote unquote the midnight hour when you would have to kind of enter the day sleep.
Oh
So
yeah.
that alarm goes off after quite a few episodes.
Okay.
Would you have backtracked to episode 38 of season 1 just to see like
Yes.
where it would go from there? Okay.
And what do I see?
After you like when you backtrack it or after the alarm goes off?
After the alarm goes off, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. Okay.
You
Okay.
just want
Okay.
to keep watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Risk the willpower damage,
Uh,
go through the
I
whole
gotta go to
day.
sleep. I gotta go to sleep. But oh man, I never even saw that before. Okay. 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 Let me go back.
So you kind of pause it there and then
Mhm.
I'm assuming going upstairs to a bedroom or to the
Yep.
main master gigantic
Hmm.
bedroom.
Oh yes.
So you walk upstairs, I'm assuming lights. Once again, kind of dimmer switch type thing. Like
Oh yeah.
when you go upstairs, the living room lights would fade, but as you go upstairs, the master bedroom lights go on
Hmm.
slightly, like they turn on slowly, and it reveals what can only be described as kind of a hideous scene. The bed sheets are completely different.
Oh, no.
It kind of looks like a college kid lives here. Like the bed's not made. There's the one corner that's kind of flipped up on the fitted sheet, and
Yeah.
there's like a looks almost like somebody put a beer can there stain. Like yeah, the, there's like bags of something, chips maybe, like Funyuns. Like yeah, like
Does any of it look familiar?
no, not at all.
Beer can. Okay. Okay. He will quickly attempt to make the bed. Um, Turn on the humidifier. It's just it doesn't do anything, but it just gives him a little comfort and prepare the white noise machine. White noise is currently what he sometimes usually goes majority of the time goes to sleep to I forgot the name of the movie, but the invading of the Mongolians. Yeah,
What?
like you just hear the and the running and the horses and you like the and he just like yeah.
That is
Ah.
the most interesting going to sleep white noise generator I've ever heard. So you turn
If
that
you
on though, and
Mhm.
this isn't the regular white noise.
Okay.
This is
What is
like Gilbert and Sullivan, like maybe West Side
it?
Story. You're not.
Uh, Jude. Jude, are you giving me ideas? Like, what's going on? Like, what? No. Let's let's just switch it to like rain or something.
Yeah, it's well, it takes you a while because it looks like
Mhm.
there is a lot of show tunes in this white noise kind of machine. Like the other you program this maybe not quite up to your standards.
Mhm. Not at all.
No. And then you are, I'm assuming, climbing into bed,
Oh yeah.
drifting off to day sleep.
Hmm.
So you do that, and then let's get a rouse check for when you wake up the next day.
Sure, boss. That's a success.
So you wake up, and the rain sound, I guess, is still playing,
Hmm.
and you look around, and it seems like your house,
Hmm.
but it's just now that you now that you move and the kind of lights go slightly slowly back on, you're looking around the bedroom and it's just like there's little teeny tiny differences that Baron Vincent would notice.
Hmm.
Like, you look over to your desk and it's like the monitors are just not quite where you would put them. Like it's a little bit off, but it's not like it's not anybody like if anybody had walked in, if they had seen your particular room beforehand, they wouldn't have put this together, but you, because you live here, this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's not quite where I would put that. Like the mouse pad is slightly readjusted to a place that you don't like.
He will, because that's a thing for him. He will,
Readjust everything.
yes.
And yeah,
Okay.
it's then there's like bags of Funyuns and potato chips, stuff like that all around.
Oh yeah, he's going to clean all that up. Just gather it up in a bag and put it in the bin. Um, Turn on the Roomba or whatever automatic vacuuming service we have.
Okay, so you go over to what the Roomba like area would be. I'm assuming
Hmm.
you have it in like a corner or something. You turn it on and it says Pentex cleaning unit activated. And then it goes around. It kind of looks like a Roomba, but it's not really.
Does that look? I mean, of course it looks off to me, but like, does that mean anything to Vincent?
Probably not.
Okay.
To Joe, it probably does.
Yeah, Joe, yes. Vincent, no, probably. Okay.
Yeah, to Baron Vincent, it's probably just like a curiosity. Like, wow, that's weird. I don't, I don't remember
I
buying
will
one of those.
I will attempt to draw it.
To draw it like as
Yes.
a drawing freehand.
Yes.
Give me
Yes.
a Dex and Performance,
Performance.
actually, or Dex and Craft, whichever one you think would be better in that regard.
Oh, they're both the same. So let's do it. Dex and performance. Two successes.
Two successes.
Two successes.
You're, kind of the shading isn't quite
Mm-hmm.
as good as you would like it to be, but you've got basically kind of the like the it it does look like it, but it's just like slightly off with the shading. Like maybe a little bit of a connection somewhere that you didn't quite get up to your standards.
It's weird. Anyway, all right. Um, Also, he will take those sheets off the bed, put them in the bin as well, and replace the because there has to be in this in like the closet some other comfortable sheets that are like we can't have college age stuff in here. We're adults. We are educated enough. No college stuff. Um, yeah, change the sheets. Uh, Something lilac and gray. Little comforter, but pillows are gray.
There is nothing matching those parameters in this closet.
What is in the closet?
It's all like stark white, like just bland, like peach color, maybe like just like off white mother
Yeah,
of pearl type stuff, like just like various shades of like the cheapest stuff you could buy at like Walmart type thing. Like just
not even not even
no
Egyptian cotton.
no
Nothing.
style whatsoever in that particular regard.
He will choose the peach and just okay. Well, this is what I have to do. Go to the water closet and freshen up.
Okay.
Like shower everything. Oh God. What type of soap and or body wash is in there? Because damn it, if his Bath and Body Works cherry blossom is gone, he will have a moment.
It is, yeah,
Ah,
it's
God
gone.
damn it. No,
It's
please,
replaced with like just
please don't say it.
the blandest, like no scent, like just
Ah,
cleaning stuff. Like just like it looks more like it's for utility as opposed to for like pleasant, aromas
yeah.
or exfoliating or anything like that. It's just like it's just, there.
You have no style or class. This is foul. A 3-1, Billy? You are a
Yeah.
college student. Whoever the hell you are. Okay. Get dressed and go downstairs. Do I have any messages on the phone?
There's a message from the bar.
What's the message?
Hey boss, just checking in, and it's from one of the door people, one of the
Okay.
many door people that you have.
Wait a minute. Um, Peck's back. Nothing much. Gonna have to go to Walmart. Excuse me. Go to a reputable store and get some more cherry blossom. Um, Apparently ran out. Ran out.
And there's like three question marks, and it says cherry blossom.
Never mind. Um, God, I'm gonna ask. So, how is Newfoundland Night doing? Question mark.
Newfoundlandite? Question mark.
Yes, Newfoundland Night. Well, St. John's.
And you get back like a. There's a couple of times where it's like the three dots, and then it
Mm-hmm.
disappears. Three dots disappears. It's like we only do line dancing. There's no Newfoundland night.
I'm on the way to the bar. On the way to the bar.
And Baron Vincent's got to lay down the law.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So it you get to the bar easy enough.
Mhm.
Fortunately, your motorcycle seems the exact same,
Okay.
and the bar when you pull up is now like this is from what you know of the other reality. This is one of those situations where it's like you would definitely have a reaction. Uh, it's called Smilin' Jacks.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh God. Okay. Smiling Jacks. Of course, he will grit teeth. Okay. Okay. This blows. Smiling Jack wouldn't even do this. Oh God. Okay. 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 No. No. It's fine. It's fine. 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 Line dancing. That's not fine.
Smiling Jack taking over the bar is fine.
Mm,
Line
eh,
dancing is above reproach. Just like
Headed.
the worst thing. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going in.
Okay. The same door guys are kind of like boss.
Where's Smiling Jack?
Oh, he took off for the night.
How long ago did he take off for the night?
I don't know, about 30 minutes, an hour ago. He only popped in, then popped out. He usually
Of
does that.
course. Okay. Okay. Walk in. Do I see line dancing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Lots of it.
Who's at the bar tonight?
Um, couple of the regulars are at the bar.
He's going to stroll up, probably move past a line dancing
Yeah.
couple. No, no, I'm not line dancing with you.
Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
on the
yeah,
dance. You should probably know the rules by now. You're on the dance
yeah.
floor. You're
No,
line dancing.
no, no. Maybe later. Maybe later. Not this though. This is bad. Bar.
Yeah, you make it there fairly easily enough.
Frank.
Hey,
Uh, How much have you made tonight?
It's about usual. It's like what, a Thursday? So yeah,
How long people have been line dancing?
this has always been a line dancing bar. You're right,
We got
boss.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I think we need to change it up. Doesn't need to do just line dancing or line dancing at all anymore.
Well, that's like all of our clientele.
We can expand the clientele. We don't just need line dancers here.
I mean, it seems pretty popular.
Okay. Saw Smiling Jack?
Yeah, he was here like about a half an hour ago, somewhere around there.
Frank, you deserve a raise.
All right, cool. How much are you gonna give me?
I'm all about paying my workers. $20 raise?
$20 raise on top of what I'm getting already?
Yep.
Okay, what do I have to do? Who do I have to kill?
Keep that in mind. I haven't decided yet. And Mike, he'll just say it through gritted teeth. It might be Fallen Jack. I don't know yet. Anyway, um, what you got under the hood for
uh,
drinks?
just the standard stuff. You know, usually there's nothing really to write home about. Generally, just to like, I don't know, what you rustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Step aside. Let me make a drink real quick.
All right.
I'm going to attempt to make two different drinks.
Okay.
A screwdriver and a hurricane.
All right. Give me a. Let's see. What would be the best for drink making? Definitely crafts.
Yeah, craft.
Um, yeah, let's go with the wits and crafts because I would say
Okay.
wits due to the fact that sometimes the ingredient like amounts are kind of tricky.
Mm-hmm. And I search because I
Surge your
want this
wits.
to, yeah, thank God. Okay, yeah, we're good. Because it
So
landed funny. I was like, oh no.
two extra dice for that one.
Probably loud as hell on the microphone.
Actually, I didn't hear it.
Okay. One, two, three, three.
That is for the first drink. So
Yep.
it's a pretty good.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're not drinking it, or are you drinking
I am not drinking it
it? Okay.
at first. And this is for the hurricane on. It don't. All right. One, two, three, four.
Four successes. That one
Four
seems,
successes.
yeah, you're measuring things out into the shot glass, you dump it in. You're like, all right, cool. Yeah, that seems pretty accurate.
Frank takes this.
Frank takes it and he's drinks it and he's like,
Takes it.
yeah, it's all right.
Start making that. And the other one.
All right. And he's like paying closer attention
Mm-hmm.
to that. And he's like,
Okay.
see, you'd probably spend a good chunk of the next hour or so running
Mm-hmm.
through various um, various recipes for various drinks that the Smilin' Jack's saloon did not have
Mm-hmm.
any
It's
knowledge
a
of before.
saloon now. It's
It's a
the
oh
saloon.
yeah, it's a
Oh
saloon.
no, God! It is Calgary. It's Calgary. No, no. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, give it a
so
minute.
there's even some of the ingredients that are hard to find if they're there at all. Like you'd have to like kind of blow the dust off of some of them because
Hmm.
ordinarily there'd be kind of like the little teeny tiny mini fridge behind any bar, and this is actually completely and utterly chocker block full of like Coors Light, like light beer,
Uh, weak.
as
Okay.
opposed to like any kind of like just shooter type
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like like uh, like canned even like energy drinks, so you can like
Yeah.
pour it into other drinks and mix it in, and it's just like there's nothing. It's like this place is light beer central.
Yeah. He will finish showing Frank that, and he was like, "I'm going to the back. Head to that office."
The office is you're right before you get to the door. You're mentally stealing yourself. You're like,
Uh-huh.
this is gonna be screwed up. The bike is gonna
Yep.
be like sticking out of the wall instead of hanging from it.
Yep.
Like it just this is gonna be absolute fucking shit show.
Mm-hmm.
And basically you close your eyes, push open the door, open them a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the exact same as when you left it.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go sit at the chair and the desk. Does it still feel?
Again, you kind of steal yourself. You're like, fuck, this is gonna like my butt indent isn't gonna be the same. It's gonna throw me off
Yep.
the rest of the night. You sit down, prepared to experience discomfort, but it's like talking with an old friend. It's just like, this is my seat. This is exactly the way I left it. There's even that like little kind of chip out of the one corner
Mm-hmm.
that you're used to, having your hand on the armrest. Like, this is your chair.
Smiling Jack not sit. I mean, well, every time I talk to him, he's on the go somewhere, so maybe not. He doesn't have a girlfriend either, last time I checked. I'm too busy for that. uh, pull out the drawer, notepad. Hey, Smiling Jack, we need better shit to drink. Also, change up this whole place. It's a dumpster. Love. Scratch it out. Truly scratch that out. Um, a punch in the dick, Vincent. Letter D initial. Heart emoji, whatever heart emoji. Like a big,
Yeah,
again, Vincent has
the,
so many different sides that
the arrow sticking out with the
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
with the arrow.
old sailor's tattoo. All right.
Yep, mom on it and
Yeah.
stuff, and an anchor.
So it's at that point that you would probably get a text from the rest of the coterie,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we're going to end this particular vignette before Baron Vincent heads off to the rest of the coterie. So let's do some quick outro, and then we'll get you into the other vignette. Tell us where you are, what you're doing, and where to find you.
Oh, okay. Hi. Again, I'm Joe. I play Baron Vincent in this fucky side vignette story of Vincent's whole life flashing before his eyes, almost of just torture. Um, I am Joe, better known as DJ Toreador, Nola Fanger on Twitter. That's NOLA for the initials for NOLA for New Orleans, Louisiana, underscore Fanger, like Fangbanger from True Blood, because that's where I got it from. And you can reach me at that is my handle. And if any other stuff, I am the LPST and the producer, creative director, and the tech person for Montgomery by Night, my homegrown V5 campaign of Vampire the Masquerade with some homebrew added to it. That takes place in my hometown where I no longer live, Montgomery, Alabama, United States, home of the Civil Rights Movement, slavery, racism, and the first official capital of the Confederacy for your history buffs. And I am over the little place that we stream this on Twitch, River Region Studios. That's right next to the what we call it on there. Hit us up. We have Instagram, not as active because I don't get as much interaction, but please follow it. Our Twitter, my Twitter, as well, for as much as you can. And yeah, see me on this show whenever this airs. If Steve has me back as another appearance, I'll gladly take it. See me in other stuff. I have done really good content with some really awesome people. Steve was one of the first people I really did real super content with poor Gerard that was thrown out of a window. But yeah, follow me on the Instas and all that stuff. Thank you.
And what time and day
Oh,
is Montgomery?
Montgomery is on Fridays at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock
5 Pacific.
Pacific Time, uh, and an hour back. So 4 for Alaska and 3 for Hawaii. So yeah, so if you want to watch that, you're more than welcome to. If you don't if you don't catch it, we do have VODs. I am updating the YouTubes as we speak. So yeah, enjoy us. It's rough, but it's fun. I put my friends through a lot of torture and frightening things. They're right now dealing with a Sabat, a friend that is doing something camarillally, like declaring praxis
What?
in an anarch-based city. But you know, and somebody found out. One of the barons found out, and they weren't happy about it. But yeah. So yeah, thank you.
All
Follow
right,
me.
we'll see you then, and we'll see you in a couple seconds as we go into the next vignette. And we're back with Duran Giovanni. Or is it Putinesca now? I don't know. I haven't made that jump in the reality yet.
I'm going to hope not.
Introduce yourself to everybody. Who are you playing?
Yeah, hi, viewers. Happy time zone, whatever time it happens to be while you're watching this. My name is Cliff, and today I am in my most comfortable and one of my more enjoyable roles as Duran Giovanni, the simple yet unassuming tailor who seems to end up in complicated and very assuming situations.
It's true. I was there. So, when last we saw Duran, the entire coterie kind of went their separate ways to see what's going on in this new reality. Are there
Oh, yeah.
havens where they left them, or what particular thing was going to go on? So, what would Duran do when leaving the coterie?
Well, his haven wasn't that far from Sandwich, a couple of blocks. So he would walk down because we took the we took the limo there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would Duran would stroll back towards his haven. First thing he'd check, of course, is downstairs, going to the garage and make sure the Fiat's there, the motorbike's there, that things look, because if there's no Fiat, no motorbike, or at least a
We're going to
car
burn
and a
this reality.
motorcycle of an Italian make, then this may not be his haven.
uh, there is a Fiat and a motorcycle there.
Excellent. Okay. Odds are this is probably my haven then. Let's go upstairs and try the key.
Okay. You put the key in. You
Does
go
the
to turn
building
it.
start up on the first turn?
Yeah. Reality restart. So you put the key in, and it doesn't turn.
Well, it would be a little too much to hope for the locks being the same between realities. Is there a doorbell or I mean, previously
Yeah.
back home, I would have used one of those wonderful little video doorbells because, those are handy when the SPAT are trying to rush your haven.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a doorbell.
Excellent. I'm going to press the doorbell.
And you're basically immediately buzzed in type thing. Like, just
Oh,
seems to be on kind of a electronic lock.
okay. Pocket my keys, step inside, and kind of just loud enough to carry, just say, Lucy, I'm home.
There doesn't seem to be any response.
Jessica?
Yeah.
Francis?
Yes.
Ah, bueno. Fantastico. And
Why didn't
stroll upstairs and further in.
and Resica comes up to you and she's like, did you lose your keys? Like, what occurred?
A little something about the some we deal in strange things, but for dealing in strange things have happened. A couple of quick questions just to make sure that everything is good. How proceeds your the plans for your embrace?
What plans for my embrace?
Bueno, that is good to know. Francis Giovanni, does that name ring a bell? Has he been around?
Yes. He. I don't. Uh, Refresh my non-existent memory. Did you share that with Resica? The Diablerie situation, or was
No,
that
no,
kind
no,
of
no, no.
kept?
Francis is from the Heffel Fine Art Auction
Oh,
House.
yeah.
He is the ghoul who ran
The
that.
ghoul. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
So that was he was sent to
Venice.
Venice,
In my reality.
but then he came back.
Ah, bueno. So he is here.
Yes. Not here right now, but you had sent him to get more supplies for the tailor shop.
Bueno. My cousin, Giancarlo, was to have visited not that long ago.
Did you share that particular information with Resica?
Yes, that would have, but only that Giancarlo was visiting. Nothing about the what has happened to Giancarlo.
He was killed by the Sabat, was he not? During that incident?
Ah, bueno. That is good to know. I hmm. I will be in my office. I need to make a few phone calls, and if you could bring me the books, and I'm sure I went through the newspapers earlier today.
You did,
What
yes.
what were my focus, my general areas of concern the last few days? There have been situations that strangeness. My memory is not what it should be for today. My memory is for another day. Weirdly.
I see. Is there something that we need to contact one of the elders to?
I will be calling Venice. See.
Hmm. Your focus, I believe, we were trying to. You had actually sent me over, and I had just returned myself the other location for the tailor shop. It's exceedingly in the black, and you are trying to discover why and why some of that money seems to be not in the official ledgers.
Ah, oh, bueno. We have someone on. That's always irritating.
Yes, the manager is. We are investigating the manager and all of the employees to discover who is
uh,
readjusting their particular books.
hmm,
They're very good at it. If you had not put two and two together, as they say, it might have continued to go unnoticed.
bueno. I see. Um, Park Casino. Have I been doing anything with that of late?
No, I don't think you have.
It is an idea that I had. I will be talking with them about casino. Great place to do a fashion show to roll out
Um,
the next season's
should I call Connor
styles.
then?
Senior Lilu is
Yeah,
still running the owner of.
as far as I recall.
Bueno. See, set up a call with Senior Lilu if you would be so kind.
Yes, excellent. And
Fantastico.
she's making notes the whole time that you're mentioning things.
That would be all. I think I'm see my office. I need to make a few phone calls.
Okay.
So
Should
head to the
I
office. Mhm.
maintain surveillance on the other location?
See, I do not like it when money goes astray. Venice likes it even less when money goes astray.
Hmm. Very well then. I will take my leave.
Bueno. And we
And
will be talking about your embrace sometime soon. It is. I had asked because it is something that was on my mind. It had just slipped whether we had spoken about it or not.
excellent. And you know Resica well enough. As she takes her leave, you can definitely tell while she's trying to maintain the outer presence of someone who is, all business trying to do her job. You definitely pick up on the fact that she's clearly never had this particular conversation necessarily with you before, like not with such kind of immediacy that she's
Mhm.
kind of excited about it, but she's trying really hard not to actually like let anybody see that.
Fantastic. Off to the office. Now, first thing in the
Yep.
office, which almost looks like the main shop room of either of my locations, just a lot smaller, and everything in there is personal. First thing I'm going to do in the office is adjust the lighting to see, do I have a shadow?
You do have a shadow.
Interesting. Do 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 do. Ha ha! I rouse successfully. I'm going to step into a shadow and cross the room through shadow step and see if that works.
It seems to work just fine.
I'm going to come out of the shadow at the other end and just very quietly say, "Aha! I am back, baby."
Huzzah!
Bueno. Mmm. This is good. And now I'm going to use Oblivion Sight to see if any of my particular race are about.
You
You know,
blink your eyes a few times, they go jet black, and there don't seem to be any in the immediate area.
I'm going to use the pocket full of feathers to
Jingle them around in the pocket.
jangle them around and summon all six of mine. On Bartholomew, on Jonathan, on Russell, on Jacob. Um, okay, not quite so Christmassy, but yeah, that Josephine, Azrael, get all of them.
They, for the most part, come in. There's one that had disappeared into their fetter.
Oh yeah, that was do. Was that Jacob in the cell phone? I think
I
that
think
was
it was
Jacob in the
Jacob,
cell
yeah.
phone. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. Because of the whole. Actually, no, he got knocked out of the fetter again when I tried to walk through the.
But he doesn't appear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they all look familiar.
Somewhat. There's you've been dealing with them enough to know that the wraiths, when they cross over into the wraithlands, they don't change
Mm-hmm.
their clothing or anything unless they get something that's like wraith forged, soul forged for them. They all seem slightly off from what they were before. They all seem like there's a pattern on the one person of like kind of burntish looking clothing, and the burns kind of look like they're mildly in different spots.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an extra chain on the goth one going to their back pocket. Like it's just little teeny tiny details from each one of them that kind of looks the same, but at the same time you're like, this is not my reality, Wraith.
Hmm. So when they all show up, I'm going to kind of lean my hip back against the desk, and my companions. We are entering a time of very interesting changes. I would greatly appreciate that you would keep yourselves handy, just in case of need. While doing so, Josephine,
Mm.
if you would be so kind, I would like to know roughly where Samuel Haight is. Don't get too close. Don't annoy the man, but it would save me the ceremonial ritual if you were to just what part of Vancouver he would be in.
Um,
Um,
who?
he is possessed of a shape changer through an ashtray that is stuck to his chest.
Oh,
He's
right.
pretty
Okay, yeah.
powerful.
Sorry. Things have been kind of foggy lately. Yeah. Uh, Ashtray. She
See,
blinks a
just
few times. Like she seems almost like there may be a kind of a block in her memory.
hmm. Bueno, thank you. Just keep ourselves close. And then I'm going to let my eyes return to normal. I'm going to take a pad and paper, and the first thing I'm going to write on it is uh, Dear Duran, this is Duran. I would highly recommend that you consider discussing with Resica her embrace and talking with Venice at your first opportunity. You may not have been as aware as I exactly how much she has done of importance for you, and it is a timely move. And then I'll leave that there. I'm not going to sign it yet because I might leave myself other notes. I don't know yet.
It's
That's
just
that's
like you sign the one, and then there's like five
yeah,
post-it
yeah,
notes
yeah.
attached to the bottom of it.
eight pages of oh ps pps yeah,
PPPS, yeah.
here's some more postscript yeah. Okay, so now there's only 5 hours difference between Vienna, so I should still be able to get someone at Vienna in Vienna. So time for my favorite prop. Time to call the general switchboard in Vienna. Or sorry,
Uh,
Venice,
it
not
it
Vienna. I'm not a Tremere. The fuck, Venice.
it rings a few times, and you then hear Independent Alliance switchboard.
Good evening. This is Duran Giovanni calling.
One moment, and
Grazie.
you get put on hold, and there is what can only be described as Italian composer music. Just horrific.
Wait, I know this one. When did they put words to it? God.
So it's almost like a mashup remix. Like
Yeah,
just
is that Celine Dion? Why would she?
why
Okay, I
wouldn't
don't like
she?
this reality. No,
Gonna burn this reality to the ground.
no, no, not Celine Dion. I'm sorry.
And it takes a couple minutes of you listening to quite possibly the most wretched music you've ever heard, and you hear like a click. Yes, Vancouver, correct?
See,
Hmm.
Vancouver.
What can we do for you, Mr. Giovanni?
Who am I speaking? I would like to speak with whoever is at the director's desk currently, the highest level I can get to. There are some, as the children say, hinky shit going on in the city.
I
I
am
need to clarify a few things.
completely unaware of anyone saying such a thing, but okay. One moment, please.
Grazie.
And it's another 10 minutes or so before you hear a hello.
See,
This
ciao.
is
Who am I speaking at?
Duran Giovanni.
No, that can't be Duran Giovanni. This is Duran Giovanni.
No, I'm asking if you are Duran Giovanni.
See, I am Duran Giovanni.
Hmm.
And who do I have the pleasure of addressing this evening?
This is Alexander Putinesca.
Alexander. I hope that the, well, morning there finds you reasonably well. We have had several situations go on in the city of recent. Sabat, potentially some wraithly machinations. Yeah, I'm calling for some basic direction. Which way are we going to be taking things in Vancouver going forward? I mean, I could interpret what I've been told before, but I would rather get it direct from Venice as to exactly what my responsibilities are to be in this situation.
What is the situation?
It seems that we are having some, I would not yet call them incursions, exploratory pokings by certain Sabat members.
Well, we would deal with the Sabbat pretty much the way we would deal with them in the past, with great hostility, and make it deal with the Camarilla if you have to.
Bueno, the city is still under a princely reign. How long am I to tolerate this?
As long as you need, so long as they don't poke noses into our affairs.
See, I understand that, but I mean, not having a prince would allow a much greater range of movement through Vancouver.
Hmm. We don't we don't really have the power structure in the Vancouver area to make such a move.
Well, not yet.
Hmm. Fortunately, time is on your side.
Oh, see, it most certainly is. Now, within the Independent Alliance, it is. Are there any in this city that I can count on?
As far as our records show, just Mordecai.
See, well, fortunately, he is an easily puppeted individual.
Hmm.
Um,
This is true.
like many of the ministry, you feed their compulsions.
Sorry, the who?
Oh, it is a new name that Senor Mordecai has been flashing around. You know how they can be with their little
Uh,
circuses and
yes.
carnivals?
The followers
Um,
of Set are
see,
annoying
see,
that way.
see. He's setting himself up as almost a what do you call it? Kind of a Southern Baptist sort.
Oh,
the whole church tent sort of show. So, and that is where the ministry comes from, because he will minister to your every need. See,
say
but
nothing for ego, I suppose.
see, easily controlled through their own vices and desires. As far as the Wraithly side of things, we have been having certain issues in the um, Deadlands around here, specifically a couple of very veil thin park areas. The Guru tend to be the ones in charge there, but again, easily handled. Um, is there anyone in any nearby cities that I can count on, or in North Vancouver or somewhere that I'm not aware of here, if push comes to shove and I am going to need some assistance in that direction?
We have some in Seattle. That'd probably be your best bet. There's your area is sparse, to say the least. There really
See,
isn't that much power in that area, which is not something I would have advised. It's a
neither
ports.
neither would have I. See, it's a port city and it's got very strong connections. There's a lot of money moving through here, enough so that certain other people are getting fingers that stick.
Hmm,
But do not concern yourself with that. Those fingers will be removed in short order.
indeed.
Is there
Uh,
any head office plans for Vancouver that I could be made aware of?
there are none. You
Unfortunate.
pretty
There is
much
such
have
potential
free
here.
reign.
See, there is such potential here.
Hmm, I agree, but middle management being what it is.
Bueno, bueno. Well, thank you very much for your. Oh, but one other thing. There was a situation. I am not sure just who is aware of it in Venice or how far up the chain it goes. Under the Heffel Fine Art Auction House here, there is a demonic church setup sort of thing, but apparently there is a back door that reaches through some kind of a weird Tremere like sorceress something and ends up in Italy. Probably, I don't know, a few hours travel north of Venice. Um, it bears. Are you aware of this?
We are. We've been investigating it with the Tremere.
Bueno, we have been doing the same from this end. Our investigations in the next couple of days are going to lead us to go through this tunnel.
Hmm.
Depending on what time we go through, we may step into Italy awake or asleep. We're not sure yet. So I would merely recommend that you keep half an eye on the end of it in Italia, if you would, por favor, and watch for us. No need to assign any family members a ghoul or two to assist. We're coming through to take readings, find out some occult shenanigans. I don't know, to determine exactly what is going on.
Indeed.
So when we do, it would be handy to have some assistance at the other end.
I agree. Um, we can spare a few ghouls.
Bueno, a few ghouls, a truck, just in case from where we go, we have to, as I understand it, comes out somewhere in the foothills, which means not anywhere near any sort of infrastructure. So just in case we have to trek a few miles, I would rather not ruin a set of shoes.
Hmm. Understandable. I'd imagine Italian shoes are hard to come by.
In
Vancouver.
Vancouver, see, I have to fight to get room on the cargo ships for them. Bueno, thank you very much for your time. It was greatly appreciated. I
Indeed.
would hope that you have a restful day and a productive night tomorrow.
You as well.
Bueno, ciao.
Crunch.
And they told me that when I became undead, I would not get headaches anymore.
They lied.
Okay, I'm going to take that note. And I'm going to write in the second paragraph will be, by the way, it is my advice at this point that you take Resica, pack up the house, Resica and Francis, pack up the household and leave Vancouver for your own health and welfare.
Indeed.
And then sign that, Duran Giovanni, kind of tuck it, put it, half under the blotter on the desk so it's sticking out. It's obvious.
Okay. Speaking
Bueno.
of the desk itself, though, when you look across the desk after, readjusting the blotter, everything seems off on the desk. Like, just there's a certain. I imagine Duran would be the type that there's a certain place for everything on the desk to make sure.
Yep, meticulous about it.
Just like fractions of an inch, just like a pen turned ever so slightly, like the light that you would have there would be like just pushed too close to you. Just like it seems.
I'm going to take 5 minutes and readjust the entire top of the desk.
Just
slide the light over so that it's right where it should be. Twist the pen so that it's right there at hand. Move everything around. So, and then open the drawers and do the same thing and go, why are the staples in this? This is not the drawer. The staples go in the left-hand drawer, which is the staplers and above the left-hand side, because that is where this makes no sense. Why did he do this? Oh, I see. Grab the staples with the right, put them in it. No.
The other Duran, when he gets back, is going to be annoyed.
That is his logic. It's not my logic. Bueno, I'm going to have a little chat with Mordecai about this. This will be very interesting. Trying to think if there's anything else that I would be doing. No, I think we pretty much covered it all, honestly.
Okay.
All my notes are, hang on a second while I just refer to okay, Park Casino. I know about this. I know about that. Oh. I don't even know how to go about checking that. So that's fine. However, okay.
Or we could cut it off here if everything.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is about the place where it's kind of like Duran has got some thinking to do before he gets back together with the rest of the coterie.
At that point, you would probably get one of the group texts from the coterie.
No, I don't have a cell phone. Actually, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a cell phone sitting on the desk, it could be like, wait, what?
It's like the little vibration from the cell phone that really shouldn't be there.
I'll check that.
It's from the coterie. It's the group text. We'll get into what it says at a later time. So we'll cut off this particular vignette, and we will move on to the next person after the break. So, Cliff, let everybody know who you are, where you're going to be at.
Yep.
What you're doing.
Thanks for tuning into this short little bit of confusing and chaos monkey kind of. Oh boy, this is we're going strange places. As I had said not that many moments ago, my name is Cliff. I was here tonight as Duran Giovanni, who is even more confused than when he entered his haven. But we'll see where it goes when next we meet. You can find me normally right here on Vancouver by Night's channel, doing a variety of things. Changeling Game, which will be coming back hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Some other stuff that's coming down the pipe. I'm also doing a little D&D when that pipes back up over on Would Be Heroes. I'm doing a little more vampire over on Dark Sanded Tables. I'm all over the place. You can find me on the Burb and the camera and a number of other things right over there under the Vintage GM. Check that stuff out, and I periodically post to let people know what the heck's happening.
All right, so we're kicked off here, and we will see you in a couple seconds. I will see you. Cliff will be off screen doing other stuff. So, yeah, hold tight, everybody. And now we shift focus over to Abigail. Joe, tell us who you are and who you're playing.
Hello, my name is Joanna, and I'm playing Abigail. Both of our pronouns are she, her, and she is a Tremere. Apparently, in this reality, she's a Tremere regent. We will soon see if that is, in fact, the case.
We shall indeed see. So, Abigail, I believe, was a little kind of knocked off kilter by the phone call with Cassius, where he said that you were, in fact, the regent in this particular reality. So, where would Abigail go after leaving the presence of the rest of the coterie?
Well, I think the first thing that Abigail would do is top of mind for her right now
Mm-hmm.
is she has a little mystery that she wants to solve, so she's curious.
Okay.
She's going to go to the parking garage where she normally safely has stashed away the Baron, the car, because she wants to make sure that the Baron is still there and still is, in fact, a car in this reality. And it's
Okay.
a undisclosed location because she's had to shift him around in the other reality due to mages and things like that. So,
But would this particular Abigail have needed to shift him around?
that is a good question.
That is a good question.
She's going to actually check first in the place where she last saw him and then backtrack a little bit. And obviously we can.
Yeah, the first place that you check, the Baron is not there.
Okay, that's at least good. She moves on to the second last place that she had put him.
Still nothing.
So she goes through the third last, probably still nothing, and then goes to her the parking garage underneath her haven.
That is where you come across like a 1967 hearse, but it doesn't look It just looks like a hearse. Like it doesn't. There's kind of a presence after a while that you kind of felt in proximity to the hearse that you know of as Baron Marcus.
Okay, I think Abigail is going to try and use Sense the Unseen.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Wits and Aspects then?
Wits and aspects.
All right. And Abigail will have eaten at this point.
Yeah.
So drop dice.
And we heard the skittering across the floor the whole way.
Only 2 successes.
Only 2 successes. You close your eyes a few times and you open the array of senses that you have to the supernatural, and you look at the car, and there doesn't seem to be anything special about this car.
Abigail is intrigued, and she's going to try premonition, just to be sure.
All right. Let me look at. Well, it's not a roll for premonition. That's right. I remember that. Ordinarily, when you're trying to force a premonition, there's a rouse check, but I don't do that rule because that's kind of silly. Because if there's anything that a storyteller could force on you that is a roll or not a roll, it just seems silly to make the player do the roll. So you close your eyes, try to kind of force a premonition, try to expand your consciousness out into the ether, and you see Jude, but it's not Jude. You see Mordecai that's not Mordecai, and Duran, and all through the rest of the coterie. But the jaw that you see seems to be jaw. And then you see a tall, blonde, like short, spiky blonde haired man wearing all leather. And you're getting the sense that this is Baron Marcus. Baron Marcus. Thanks, Google.
Abigail is a little bit perplexed. She's wondering what exactly happened, but she figures it's probably the versions of themselves that are in their own reality that she's supposed to be in. I think she's understanding that this Baron is over there, that there's no Baron in this car. But just to be sure, she taps on the hood of the car and says, "Hey, Baron, if you are in fact the Baron, can you please honk once?"
There is a honk, but it's almost like this particular car looks fairly good on the outside, but you hit it, but it's almost like it's barely being kept together. It's being held together with like spit and baling wire. Like it seems more like you kind of jostled something on the inside of the internal workings of this particular vehicle, as opposed to you having any supernatural presence in the vehicle that made any noise.
Well, That's disappointing, but at least in this reality, he doesn't seem to be confined to this car. At least that's good. I wish I could meet him. Abigail shakes her head and starts making her way over to the chantry.
Okay. The the Tremere in this particular reality, like in your reality, you'd probably be the only person who would have noticed it, as you or Jude are the only two Tremere that are here. And Jude, while she stayed in the chantry for a certain amount of time, it it's something that only someone who has been in as experienced in the chantry as you would notice. Like there's slightly different things leading up to the chantry that the Tremere have put in to kind of point travelers, new Tremere to the city, to the point that this is where the chantry is. And you notice that the signs are slightly different. Like it's slightly like a different font type thing. Like there's bits of graffiti. There's other. It's kind of like a thieves' cant type thing where there's differences, but it's not differences in the styling necessarily, but it's differences in the sayings. Like you notice that it's a different reality basically. And you get up to the chantry and you look up. It seems to be the same building. It's a slightly different shade of coloring though. Are you going inside?
Yes.
So
Is
you
my sense the unseen still up?
it is not. So if
Okay.
you want to put it up, we can do a different roll for that for the wits and aspects.
It's slightly better with 4 successes.
4 successes. You close your eyes a few times. There is magic in, around, permeating the building. There is, when you kind of step back, if you, I'm assuming you probably would have kicked it in across the street just to get like a wider field of view of
Yep.
the chantry. There is something that is very kindred on the top of the building. You would recognize what that would be. That would be a gargoyle.
Brutus. Abigail doesn't say that out loud because she knows bad things can happen when, you know, puppy dog gargoyles get too overexcited.
Yeah. So you go inside. Um, the main foyer seems kind of similar. The the things seem to be in the same spots. There seems to be the same amount of kind of things that you would have to readjust, or books that you would have to pull out to open secret passages. It all seems the same. But when you get into the main area of the chantry, it is a complete redesign from that which you know. Like it's almost the other chantry was created by someone trying to do kind of sound related magic. This is, it seems like it's been created by someone who just kind of stereotypically like library and chantry created type thing, like books upon rows of books and magical sigils and things in glass jars, like kind of like a an old like witches or wizard hut.
Uh, Abigail looks around to see if there's anybody she recognizes. Cassius, for example, or Junie, or anybody like that.
There doesn't seem to be anybody there, but someone comes running up. They're wearing a purple robe. They have kind of short black hair, and it's like a thin male presenting individual. And they come running up, and they drop to one knee, and they splay their hands out like, "Oh, Chantry Master, Regent, uh, we weren't expecting you this evening. You said you weren't going to be coming in this particular evening. We are sorry. We do not have everything uh, put back in. We were doing experiments. Everything is not as you demanded.
And remind me, what exactly is it that I demanded?
You demanded that we complete our experiments and put everything back the way that they were before. We apologize.
It's
We weren't
not.
expecting you. If this is
It's
a
not.
surprise inspection, we apologize.
I'm sorry. It's fine. If you need extra time for your experiments, that's fine. I don't see what the problem would be.
Uh, and they are
Can you
visibly
call can you call Cassius for me?
they
Abigail's just like she Abigail recognizes, I think, that the other Abigail is a bit of a
prick.
is a bit no well is a bit stricter than Abigail. This particular Abigail is. So she just says, "Can you bring Cassius to me? I need to discuss
Oh,
something with him."
yes, right away. And they are
Actually, why don't you take me to Cassius? No need to have him run all over the chantry to get to me.
yes. Cassius is in his um, like the minor laboratory that you gave him.
That's perfect. Why don't you walk with me there, and you
Okay.
can tell me what you've been working on.
We
Abigail has no idea where Cassius might be, so
so he starts walking with you to the secondary laboratory that Cassius is in. And just he's very, very submissive the entire way. Unless you ask him a question, he is not saying anything. Just
how has your experiment been going?
uh good. It, we are we are seeing progress.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad that you're seeing progress. Is it are you needing anything from me? Any help or anything like that, or any of the other Tremere?
No,
No?
he shakes his head.
Are you sure? Because I'm more than happy to help if I can.
No, no.
And remind me again, what exactly is it that you were doing? Because I remember briefly, but I think I may have you mixed up with somebody else's experiment.
It is the plant based experiment.
Oh, yes. Which one specifically?
We are attempting to as per your orders, we are attempting to grow roses that are extremely aesthetically pleasing to distribute amongst Elysiums in North America and Europe to distract the Toreador.
Abigail kind of snickers under her breath because she's like, Toreador, mean girls, watch out. But oh, well, I'm glad that you're making progress. We will obviously make sure that you have anything that you need to make this project a success. Um, And then I'm assuming we've gotten to Cassius
Yeah.
by this point. Okay.
Like it's kind of a you are about to continue walking and he stops and kind of turns into you type thing. Like, oh, sorry,
No,
Regent,
no.
sorry.
It's all right. I got into my own head. I missed the turn.
But Cassius is in here.
All right, excellent. Well, keep doing your own excellent work. I am sure that that your progress will be appreciated. Um, and you know what? You've been working really hard. Why don't you take the night off? Relax with your lab partner. Relax. Maybe, give Brutus some scritches. Scritches.
Uh, uh, yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, have a good evening then.
And he wanders off, extremely confused.
I am to please. So Abigail walks in, I guess, to Cassius's lab.
And you walk in. It is an extremely smaller lab than what you are used to. And Cassius is there with someone who is shackled by their ankle to the large wooden desk. And he's like clearly berating them. I don't understand how you can get this to work and I can't. This is ridiculous. I am a Tremere. You are just a fucking thin blood.
Cassius!
Regent.
Why don't you unshackle that lovely friend
Prisoner?
of ours and have him escorted elsewhere? Or actually, well, yes, have him escorted elsewhere, give him some food or whatever, and you and I can talk.
You want me to unshackle
Yes, Cassius. Yes,
a
Cassius.
thin blood and let them wander through the chantry?
No, I'm asking you to have somebody escort him. Call somebody in, have somebody escort him out so that you and I can talk.
All right. Alexander. And the same kind of thin, black-haired individual comes kind of running back in, like, yes, Cassius. Take this thin blood trash and put him back in his cell. Yes. Yes, sub-regent.
And have him fed, please.
And he looks like he shoots a glance at Cassius, and Cassius is like, and he finishes unshackling him and takes him off to the cell.
Regent. Abigail shuts the door and comes into Cassius's lab and just says, all right, so there is bullshittery amok. There's things that are wrong right now. Are you aware of the unusual events that are happening around the city right now?
No.
All right.
I was given the task by you to sit here and figure out that thin blood alchemy.
Yes, I'm sure you were. By the me that is not here right now.
Sorry?
Did your Abigail ever tell you about the changelings and the points in Stanley Park and elsewhere around the city that she was tasked with watching?
She had been investigating, yes.
All right. Well, she probably neglected to mention that one of those areas had a very, very thin veil between realities.
She neglected.
And I'm sure she did neglect because she probably didn't think it was prudent to share that information with you. Whereas I shared that with my version of Cassius. You see, that thin veil has now been broken. Your Tremere Regent is elsewhere. I am the Abigail from a different reality where things are a little bit different in the Chantry, not necessarily so brutal ish sometimes. So I need your help, Cassius.
Okay.
I need your help in understanding what's going on in this reality and understanding how it is that that particular point in Stanley Park, because I'm assuming that this reality's version of you is just as brilliant and smart and well read as my Cassius from my reality. I need to know. We've been told that there is potentially a stone that can get us back to our own reality, kind of like um, a water, whatever it was called, that superstitious thing where you search for water. Anyway, one of the mages is helping us out with that. I want a backup plan.
Define backup plan.
What do you know about finding one's way between different realities?
That it's generally not done.
And when it is?
Bad things happen.
And how does one fix them?
One doesn't.
All right. So you haven't dealt with this.
No.
All right. Can you give me an idea of what your Abigail, the regent, has been doing around this chantry?
Well, I've been tasked with figuring out thin blood alchemy, which is, as you can clearly see, not going well.
And I'm assuming that you have very much of a hatred for these thin bloods?
I wouldn't say hatred.
Does your Abigail have a hatred of these thin bloods?
I wouldn't say that either.
So what would you say then? What is your relationship to thin bloods in this reality, given that you are changing them up and figuring out their alchemy?
That is a political prisoner. They were caught trying to. They were caught in a plot to try to destroy the Elysium with an explosive device.
All right. That's interesting. And which building was this Elysium in?
The art gallery.
Oh, some things don't change. Excellent. Who is the current Tremere Primogen?
That would be me.
I love this reality. So much better than ours. All right. So tell me this then. Sabbat invasion?
Occurred.
What was the result?
We pushed them back.
All right. And Baron Marcus. Tell me about Baron Marcus.
Baron Marcus is in charge of a barony in probably Richmond. I don't know exactly the external politics.
Does your Abigail have anything to do with him?
Not so far as I recall.
That is interesting. All right. I think that I need to go in and search the library to figure out if there's any other way of getting us through this. Because you probably want your Abigail back. No?
Well, I can only assume that you're as Tremere as the Abigail that is from my reality.
I am a Tremere. I don't know to what extent she is faithfully Tremere or whether she is unfaithfully Tremere. That is really
She's
not something I'm aware.
faithfully Tremere, but if she was removed from the situation, I wouldn't cry any blood tears.
Has she done so much wrong to you?
She is opportunistic.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
She's less concerned about Tremere things than she is about politicking.
Oh. Well, that's not very fun, is it?
Based upon this particular limited conversation, I'd rather have you in charge.
Well, I'm pretty sure my reality would rather have me back than having your Abigail there. And unfortunately, that's something that I can't change. I don't belong here.
Unfortunate. I'm assuming that you're not sharing this information with the rest of the Tremere.
Oh, no, because that could end up causing widespread panic. And as I am sure you, as the Primogen, know, causing widespread panic is probably not a good idea.
Probably not.
You know, bad things happen, blood gets spilt. So, we are to be involved in a mission at the Hevel Fine Arts Auction House and Gallery, or what's not, on the other side of the bridge. Are you familiar with the place?
I am. There's been some bally activity.
I've heard as such, yes. Have you been involved there at all?
I have not.
All right. All right. Do you want to join me up in the library then, and we can see if we can find some information about how to get me back in case the mages... Oh, by the way, the relationship between the mages and in general the kindred, as well as the Garu, seems to be pretty good.
It's
here.
Fairly good.
That is so. See, that part of your reality I wouldn't mind having in mind. Well, the Garo part at least. The mages are fine. And changelings too. All right. Shall we head up to the library then?
Well, certain mages.
Elaborate.
Well, the Akashic Brotherhood don't like the fact that the Tremere are descended from them.
Of course.
The
I'm sure.
Order of Hermes and Verbena love us just fine.
Uh-huh. Yes, of course. Things are just fuckedy here, aren't they? Never mind.
So, to the library then.
Indeed. Library. Anything else you care to tell me in general about this lovely place?
I would need to know what the differences are that
Well, one of the things that I'm looking for, actually, I'm curious. Your Prince Jude here,
Hmm.
she is also a Tremere.
As far as I recall,
Does she spend much time in the Chantry?
not at all.
Hmm. All right. So you haven't had much to do with her in as of yet recent? No? All
I've met
right.
her once.
Hmm. Oh, out of curiosity, are the Tremere still making gargoyles?
Yes.
Frequently?
No, I wouldn't say frequently. It takes a lot of work.
Well, but I mean, it's not outlawed.
No, why would it be?
Hmm. Right. Interesting. All right. Yes, library then.
Indeed. And the two of you kind of head off to the library and start researching. I'm assuming for the rest of the evening.
Mostly, yes.
And that would be a good spot to cut off this particular vignette. Because at some point you would probably get a text from the group chat drawing you to the rest of the coterie for the next evening. So, give us some information about Joanna. Let us know who you are, where you're going, what you're doing.
Well, before I do that, Abigail is going to whisper to Cassius before the end of the night, saying, by the way, I would just like you to know that if you say anything about this to any of the Tremere, it will cause huge problems, and I would prefer you didn't.
And that's the Abigail that I know. So, Joanna, tell us whatever is going on.
So you will find me on Twitter, RIP Twitter and all that stuff, as Hyra Gardner, and that's about it for me. This is where I am on Saturdays. Occasionally you'll find me on other stuff, but not frequently. So yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
And we will go over to Mordecai in just a few seconds. And we're over with Mordecai. Mike, tell us who you're playing this particular evening / afternoon / wherever people are.
Well, you let the cat out of the bag. Turns out I'm playing Mordecai.
What?
Or am I?
Holy fuck.
Maybe I'm the mirror dimension Mordecai.
It's been Mordecai the entire time. So,
it was Mordecai all along.
Mordecai, hashtag Agatha was right.
I love it.
So, Mordecai leaves the presence of the rest of the coterie, going to, I'm assuming, the mansion.
Of course.
What you would assume would be your mansion in this particular dimension. Because
actually, one step before that, since we're on a mission and we've all sort of left each other's company to find out what has changed.
Okay.
Mordecai's first step is to go to the church.
Okay.
Where
Sister Isadora, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming a limousine.
Of course.
So you drive around with the limousine. It's the usual kind of Mordecai paranoia, double back, go this way, go that way, though how exactly that will work in a bright pink limousine, who's to say?
It's upsetting that my limousine has become pink. It's not even the right one to be the pink one. So I'm wondering what the pink one looks like.
Probably like ridiculous, like spangly purple colored, probably.
I mean,
like,
if it's the pink one was the Pride limo, so maybe it's an entire rainbow.
It might be.
Festooned with glitter.
So there's the double backing, and you pull up in front of the church, and it seems like the same church.
So I go in. A quick Hail Mary of sorts.
Okay. It's actually reverse in this dimension. You just wished Satan upon everyone.
And find the sister's, I guess, office.
It is the light. The one light is on. Usually, when you go in there, it's like it's not the overhead like
Single bulb.
Yeah, it's not the overhead like the tube lighting that is usually found in these types of places. It's like she seems to be concerned with more like the environment and wasting energy and practicing what she preaches. Ha ha. But usually it's like kind of that little kind of half covered desk lamp that she has on when she's doing the paperwork at this particular point in time in the evening. But it's actually the overhead lighting that's on at this particular point in time.
Disturbing, but probably understandable. Knock, actually.
Who's there?
Forgive me, sister, for I have sinned.
The priest is not available for a confessional right now.
It's not the priest I want to talk to. Isa.
Come in.
I go in. And for the viewers at home, Mordecai, in this description, I guess, loses. It's like you take a pin and you sort of let the air out, and he collapses. He loses the swagger. He takes off the sunglasses, the whole thing. Are you all right?
The lights in here they're usually kind of dimmer, so taking off the sunglasses would kind of be like it takes a little bit of you getting used to it.
Are you all right?
Why would I not be all right?
Because of the Inquisition that happened.
Which Inquisition that happened?
I'll put a pin in that. I'm just glad to. Does she still look like Isadora?
Describe what Isadora would look like.
Diminutive, and Hispanic, shoulder length, black or darker brown, curled hair, thin in feature, but still sits very proudly despite her diminutive stature, as it were. She's about 5'3", 5'4".
So like a younger-ish version of Mother Teresa type thing.
Kinda, if Mother Teresa was
short and thin.
Latin America. But she sort of has this kind look in her eyes, but at the same time, behind it, there's this absolute stern schoolmistress sort of will hit you with a ruler if you're out of line.
Come in, sit down. You seem out of sorts.
What's one way to say it? Yeah. How are the children?
They're good. We We have your monthly donations.
Let's see.
It paid for a school trip recently.
I'm glad they enjoyed it. Things have changed, and I'm not sure entirely how.
Oh,
Um, Mercedes, whom you have met, is the same. But in my recent past, you were kidnapped because a hostile entity of force found out your connection to me.
I have not been kidnapped.
This pleases me and makes me feel that,
Are you sure you've not been having troubling dreams?
oh, I've been having many troubling dreams. Fire, scales. I don't know if they're troubling or just foretelling, but it's more the fact now that I know that you have been safe here. This gives me a lot to think about, actually. But I'm glad you're safe. I just wanted to check on you because in my limited experience at this point, and possibly a fading dream, you were never hurt. So maybe this is a better place.
Perhaps.
I'd ask if I was dead, but that's sort of a tongue-in-cheek question.
Does Sister Isadora know?
No,
Okay.
not directly. She just sort of sees me as this bizarre Bruce Wayne benevolent, doesn't like to go out during the day because I have a questionable lifestyle.
Because I'm Batman.
Because I'm Batman. Do you want to know my secret identity? So I have Blush of Life as well. So
Yep.
I would have to rouse real quick.
At your humanity level, it doesn't do quite as much as it used to.
Yeah, you look pale. Really?
You need to get some vitamin D.
I don't want to keep you. You are a very busy woman.
It is late. Paperwork has kept me up too long this evening.
But at this point, it's a week or two ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I almost forgot. Dia de los Muertos is coming, so I will put in some extra for the children and make sure that they can have costumes and candy, healthy. I know what your opinion of all the sweets here, so
it would be better to see if we can get them celery sticks and carrots.
Yes, but children are children, and they're not going to want celery sticks and carrots. So
they will learn.
See, but I may sneak them some candy.
She you tell that she wouldn't, but she kind of absent-mindedly grabs the ruler from the desk. Let me put this candy in here.
I'm putting the candy back in it. It's been nice seeing you, sister.
You as well. You should stop by more often.
Sometimes I wonder if I would be here all night with my confessions.
It's always good to have an unburdened mind.
So true. which is why I visit you and I give as what I can to keep those children safe.
Your donations are always appreciated.
Gracias, señora. I get up and buenos noches.
You as well.
Out I go. And he walks out, pulls the sunglasses back on because of the fluorescence, and then walks out the door.
Okay.
Absent-mindedly looking around for children, but he knows they're not around. To the limo and then to the mansion.
Okay. It's the same sort of dipsy doodle, ridiculous bullshit. And then you pull up to the mansion, and the mansion seems the same. Sort of.
I don't know what I was expecting exactly.
The color's off.
Okay, I like this dimension. Whoever's listening, do not ruin it. If I hear any country, burn this entire city to the ground. Braces himself for the inevitable. Mercy Parks gets out, takes her by the hand, walks up to the front door. What's the phrase I was going to use? Anyway. Let's do this. Open the door.
And the main foyer is almost exactly like you left it. I'm assuming a lot of marble and kind of like the staircase that goes up. Yeah.
The rotunda. Yeah, around there, yeah.
In the middle, there's like the kind of Greek-esque like pillar that's about 3 feet tall that has the statue that you would have put there, kind of like a Greek theme, Greek/Egyptian theme. And the statue, while there was like a bit of it inlaid with gold, I'm guessing, it's inlaid with silver. So that seems like it kind of, with everything else kind of looking the same, it kind of, that seems to like just jump out at you as like, okay, that's different.
Let me just find my
floor plan.
I'm trying to remember if I took. Did I take the wrong thing? Where did I put my character sheet?
I can't answer that one for you.
I'm going to send you a thing. Did I put into the text chat? Where's the text chat? Stop video, apps, whiteboard. Chat.
Oh, yeah, it should be down at the bottom there, chat. Or just send it to me via Discord. Okay, yeah, that definitely sets that off.
Yeah, so it was sort of one of those peering at it almost incredulously, just all the little cracks that are filled with silver. And brings his hand up close to it. What in the? And as his finger touches it, there's a little steam.
Nothing happens.
What?
Not a thing happens.
Touch it completely. The silver.
It's almost like this isn't actually silver. It seems like the other Mordecai may have skimped out a little bit. That it's kind of a thing that looks like silver, but it's not.
The other Mordecai being cheap? No, that's not possible. That's a horrifying thought, right?
I hate this dimension again.
I refuse to accept that Mordecai is cheap. No, this is not happening.
Everything else goes perfectly with Mordecai, and this the one thing that's like, no, I want out. Let me out.
I want to. No. This is a horrible dimension. I hate it. No, this can't be right. Maybe he's vulnerable to gold. Is that even a thing? No. All right. Now let's go find everyone and see. Let's take stock of everything. So I find Diana and I find Alexia.
They seem similar, if not the exact same.
Not the exact same. But Mercy is the same?
If not the exact same. They like there's minor little teeny tiny cosmetic changes, like maybe a mole like ever so slightly is a little bit changed, like not massively, and not like, there's a mole up here instead of down here type thing, but it's just like it's something that Mordecai would notice.
I can live with that. Your hair is different.
It's not. I just changed it 3 weeks ago.
Oh. Of course you did. I said that then too. Yes, I'm having an off night tonight, my darling. Everything goes well upstairs. I trust.
Indeed. Everything is going.
All right, so I'm going to take a stroll through the rooms.
Everything's going.
Everything's going. The wet room is still the wet room. The other rooms are still. Everything is still as per and on par. Okay, so that's
the clientele. Like you would have recognized like the usuals, the regulars, but again, like the ghouls that you have, there's something different, but then you eventually see like, okay, this person has brown eyes instead of green. Who cares?
Look at the light.
Yeah,
not a problem. Go to the personal quarters.
Okay.
Walking past the snakes.
The snakes are different. I do believe they were Egyptian cobras.
No, they were a southwest United. There was like a rare viper from central and south United States.
These are Egyptian asps.
Huh. I mean, it's an acceptable change. I'm not complaining. I'm not sure I like all of this change, really. This is disturbing. Are you talking to me yet? Of course, they don't answer. I don't have animalism.
Yeah. But,
yes.
So you go by them. Do you like tap on the glass or anything? Or is there like
sort of absent-mindedly just runs his finger along the glass as he usually does, sort of thing, just sort of traces his finger along the edge.
How long would it be? How long would you give them enough space to explore the environment type thing? Like, would it be like a huge enclosure?
Large, fairly significant terrarium.
Okay. So you like wander along, you're absentmindedly trailing your finger across. You're almost not even looking at it because you've done this kind of song and dance quite a few times. Give me a wits and awareness, actually, because you would probably be like just full of your own shit.
Looking at stuff, but at the same time,
Yeah.
not looking at any stuff. Yeah, 3.
You get kind of to the tail end, of the terrarium, and you notice that the snakes had actually been following you. Like they'd been kind of like going up and over things and kind of trying to like keep track. Like not it doesn't look like they're going to try to attack. It just seems that they're interested in the finger that you're dragging along.
I wonder if my doppelganger has been feeding them. I wonder how long it's been since he's fed them.
Do you muse are any of your ghouls here with you?
Yeah, Mercy, if no one else.
Mercy would say doppelganger.
It's a long story, pet. Humor me. Daddy's been having a hard night. When's the last time I fed them?
It's been about 3 days,
So I guess it's time.
give or take.
How do I? Do you have any advice on how I would avoid their fangs? I don't really want to, have them taint me with poison while I'm.
Well, generally, you just open the top and, well, there's like that little section that you isn't the same as your terrarium, where it's just like
Well-
you kind of open it up and then you drop in food or whatever
Yeah.
live animal that these particular asps would eat.
Well, I guess then I will open that part up, and
Feed them.
I guess so.
They do what snakes do. Each one of them would take pretty much the offered food, and then they would ingest.
So they're ghouls. Oh. Well, they are now, I guess.
You fed them like this before, sir.
Oh, of course, of course. It's always a novel thing, though, every time. Sort of an extension beyond oneself.
Hmm. Are you
As-
still attempting to learn the animal power thing? I can't remember what you said the name of it was.
I'm debating it. It's I'm sure it would become useful, and not that I want to actually send these two out onto any missions, and seeing an Egyptian asp crawling about the city of Vancouver would probably be disturbing for some people.
It's probably too cold for that, sir.
Also that, yes. To the bedchamber.
So you go into your bedchamber. What would Mordecai's sleeping quarters look like?
4 large, king-sized 4-post mahogany with the draping curtains, very thematically Egyptian sort of sandstone items around,
Okay.
gold chalices, the whole like opulence beyond ridiculous in a way. And it sort of tickles his fancy just to have such, things that are there that he never actually uses. He's not even actually I think you just sort of, they're all sort of art
Okay.
effects. Here they were.
So you walk in, you'd gotten kind of used to changes, but this is disturbing. There's
What
no
is it?
mahogany bed.
What?
It seems like it's an IKEA kind of 4-poster iron bed thing. Yeah.
You're doing this on purpose, Steve. You're hurting.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Oh,
Yeah, the art is gone. It seems like
bastard.
it's just like, you know, it's not even like a furnished kind of basement. It's kind of like the gray cinder block things you can still see, but the floor is sand.
Why? What are you thinking? What? I mean, back to one's roots, as it were. But still, that's... Does the bed have sand in it?
No.
Okay, so there's at least that. He's not one of those weirdos that has to sleep in his own grave dirt or whatever. Still, this is... Ah, no. This is all wrong. No. I'm going to do this again. Mercy.
Hmm.
To be a change. I want you to find the most expensive king-sized 4-post mahogany bed you can and buy it. Or tell Alexia to buy it.
Where should I put it, sir?
There's an importer down Granville, I believe, on 10th. He's a bit of a tough sell, but if you promise the fact that you're paying 5 figures, he's going to bend over backwards and find us what we want.
I mean the bed, sir. Where am I going to put the bed? Which room?
This room.
Hmm?
To get rid of this IKEA thing. This is not acceptable anymore. I've decided I want resplendence befitting my majesty.
Very well, sir.
I'll
And
just or get Alexia to do it.
she goes off to take care of that.
Shake my head one more time at just the stunning knot. And then he sort of has a momentary realization and leaves the room wordlessly, down the stairs, down to the basement. What's the fight club look like?
The Fight Club looks kind of the same.
Okay, so the usual trainers are there.
Yep.
Some of the usual, they may be
Kind of
cosmetically changed, but
kind
not
of the same differences. Like there's a different belt on one of them. Like instead of like jujitsu, it's like karate or something. Like
that might be interesting. And then down to the temple.
what would the temple regularly look like?
Sandstone pillars. Egyptian statues of, or at least depictions of the various Egyptian gods, with predominance of Set.
Mm-hmm. Obviously.
And Typhon. And that's where the sand is. On the sandstone, on the tiled floor. There's an altar, there's a bowl, ceremonial that has, the blood in it, and more recently, the the liquid that held the for the ritual of the denial of, or not denial, the one that allowed me to change my appearance.
Okay. Mortal.
Rebirth of Mortal Vanity.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
So
Who else?
it looks similar.
Thank Typhon for that. At least didn't cheap out on this one. Go to the library.
Okay.
Find the book.
Which the book do you mean?
What's the word I'm looking for?
Book of Nod?
No.
The Ulysses fragments?
Well, I mean, if you want to give me either of those things, I would. But it's more the works that I obtained from Hesha.
Okay. Come to think of it.
Paperback? What the hell?
Yeah. Just as you're about to leave the temple, and this is getting close to sunup, so you're starting to feel the day sleep kind of creeping in, but everything between here and where your bed chambers are is like completely and utterly sunproof. So there's a statue that's over to your right as you're just about to leave because you've turned around that actually kind of looks like Hesha.
What? Not where I left you. Go over and poke it experimentally in the forehead. It's a statue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a statue.
Just making sure.
Ha!
Jesus. All right. Nice to see you again, old friend. Don't suppose you have any answers for me? Calling you probably wouldn't be a wise thing right now. Goodness knows, Abigail probably has my phone tapped. What to do about this? Well, let's see if you're still in the library. And head down, or over, I guess. My occult works. Hesha's occult works.
Okay.
Still there?
Still there.
Okay, that's something anyways. So sort of sit there as one does, you kind of go through your library, you find a book on, I don't know, metaphysics and dimensional shift or something, or a treatise on some sort of something, Einstein, Rosenberg. Take it up to the bedchamber. Thoroughly repulsed by the IKEA bed.
There's also, when you go into the bedchamber, there's like a little section that's off to the one side where clearly shoes go. Like, it's almost as if you're getting the feeling like, okay, this is where that Mordecai would take shoes and socks and whatever off and then like walk through the sands to the bedchamber.
Pompous ass. All right. And I look right into a mirror. You're such an ass. Take off the shoes, take off the socks, roll up the pants a bit, wade through the sand, inwardly acknowledge that not a bad idea, but the cleaning lady would kill me, so I'll just keep the sand where it is, change this all around, sit down, read the book for a bit,
and then fade
let
into the
day
day
sleep.
sleep.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's a good point to cut off this particular episode. And this is the last vignette that we have. So, gonna get Mike to give us a quick outro, and then we will raid into whomever we happen to raid, because I don't believe that there is a Philly by night this week.
Well, so hi, Mike. I played Mordecai, the thoroughly upset that he's having to sleep in an IKEA bed, and you thought storyteller Steve was cruel before.
Yeah.
Horrifying. You can catch my pre and post COVID adventures at Canadian Captain America on Instagram and TikTok, and CDN Captain America on Twitter, where I just basically rant mainly about D&D stuff. And speaking of D&D, I do have a game going potentially. It's up and down, and we're working out the bugs in terms of the tech. But once we get the tech going, we'll be up and running, and potentially have some guest appearances, possibly in the somewhat near future, and possibly a superhero game in the works. So I'm working on all that and trying to, weather the rainy Victoria weather as it goes. But that's all me. So back to you.
All right, and this guy's Storyteller Steve. So check out our YouTube. We are trying to get up to 1,500. Once we get up to that, we will have a giveaway for one of our awesome Dogmite player pads, clan of your choosing, if you happen to win that one. So we also have a Patreon. All you need is $1 to get on there, and you can see all of our behind the scenes ridiculous stuff that we get up to, talking about character stuff and talking about all of the motivations in the background and points and whatnot, drilling everything down. And we have a Threadless shop where you can buy stuff like this. With our
Woo.
BBN coffee mug, BBN notepads, and there's somebody that won't let me purchase a VBN shower curtain, and I'm getting the thumbs up on that one, which looks something like this, so it means that we should buy one of them.
That's at least one.
Yeah, it's at least one. So yeah, we will figure out who it is we are going to raid, and we will pop you over there. If Philly by Night surprises us and they have a Philly by Night this week, we'll raid into them. If not, we will find somebody else who's probably playing the Vampire the Masquerades or the Changeling or whatever it is that they happen to be playing, or we'll just raid into somebody who's playing D&D. All right, so we will see you next week. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.